afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Impression Podcast. Y'all know me already, Xavi Suede, aka the boss right here. And I'm here with my amazing co-host, Delia.
Hello, hello.
This is your first time on the show. You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, I am. I'm here. I'm excited.
Oh my God. You guys will never guess how this actually transpired. Look, y'all know I'm a storyteller, but I ain't going to be telling the story today. Hit it.
So I was just on the street. He just came. He picked me up. I'm just kidding. No, I'm a server at a local restaurant around here. And Xavi and Ray were just sitting down playing on their phone. And as people were walking by, I almost got smacked, honestly, into their booth. And I was just chilling right there. And they showed me their podcast. We got to know each other. We learned stuff about each other. And I was invited here. And I'm very grateful for the offer and the friendship, honestly. You've been actually very funny ever since I met you. And it's been super cool.
Okay.
All right.
I was right there. You know, I was acting a little extra, but we good. But she's being extremely modest. She actually has a very robust background when it actually comes into finance. And anybody who's actually been in finance before knows it's all about the numbers. You track the money, you know where everything goes, right? So what actually drew me and our other co-host Ray into it, y'all know him. Y'all, come on, let's be real here. What drew us to Delia was for the simple fact that from the presentation to how we introduced each other was phenomenal. And the moment that she addressed that, you know, I work in finance and I'm hustling, I'm getting there. She already had that business owner entrepreneurship mindset that just kind of illuminates off people. Like, you know, those people that you meet on the street sometimes, they just have this presence, like they're meant to do something. Delia had that, so we had to bring on the show. It was without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, my heart. I appreciate that. I know, especially how you speak as well, how you hold yourself together, very professional. I wanted to be here, definitely, after hearing you guys talk. And I think Ray was actually more extra than you are. When I first met you guys, I was like, oh, okay, all right, go off.
See? But that's the one beautiful thing about actually setting the right impression. You know, as we're going out there and we're touching the community, we want that. We want to bring people who just need that platform, need that level up, that one shot. You know what I mean? All right. We got to stay away from a few things. We ain't trying to get sued over here, right? But we wanted to be able to provide that opportunity to the community to be able to promote themselves. That's the first measure of how people see you. So in order to set that impression, I'm glad that you were very receptive to the impression that I wanted to portray. So thank you.
Yes, of course. I'm here all for it.
Now we do have a guest. Y'all know every time that we actually come on through, we got somebody to bring and enlighten you guys. Bring that knowledge, bring that light. Let's go on with it. Right. So I want to be able to bring on the show today a Mr. John Doreus. Now, I don't want to flex a little bit, but this business owner entrepreneur is in a community that provides the service to just dynamically change people's outcomes. And I know that could be kind of viewed as kind of out there to the left, right, you know, whatever it may be. But this man provides an immediate comfort level to his community, to the global community, and straight there to a lot of the different businesses that you guys go to, the markets, and a lot of that. His most recent venture, he came out with a few products of personal enjoyment to mine, a brand that he's going to be talking on the show with. Mr. John Doreus, sir, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. I'm pleasured. I'm pleased to be on the show, and then I'm pleased to speak with you guys and your guests and your audience. Thank you very much.
Hey, personally to you, thank you so much. Now, I'm just going to tell you right now, across the board, that product that you just submitted out here,
Yeah.
Bruh, absolutely delicious. Now,
Thank you.
this man right here is culinary expert across the board. But to be able to refine that, take that, and actually get a whole back end following, that is insane, especially with how competitive the other companies are. Can you elaborate a little bit more on how you conduct business, man?
Yes. So I started my career more than 21 years ago, going to Johnson Wall University. I used to cater, do private chef. Finally joined the military, and throughout the years, I've always been selling spices and also catering. So that's kind of like the background noise of what's going on. Recently, I just started my venture, brought out 2 brands of Lumiere potato chips. They're the only kosher potato chips that's on the market that's very seasoned. It got all the Caribbean flavors that somebody can enjoy. The heartache, the tribulation I had to go through, being a business owner and trying to introduce a new brand of potato chips in the market, where they already have the other competitors and things like that. What makes my potato chips stand out is that I use only quality grade 1 potato chips. We starting out with about an ISO containers of potatoes, and then we just simply add the seasoning to them, clean them, wash them, steam them, pressure wash them. The chips are washed 6 different times. The whole facility is shut down where it's sanitized and clean. So only fresh oil is used. We don't use no red dye 40s, nothing like that. So it's just real potatoes, spices and oil, and that is it. We don't put nothing else in the potato chips, and our shelf life on our potato chips is only 6 months. Selling the spices is very difficult to get the revenue where it needs to be at. You could come up somebody with some saffron and some different Caribbean jerk seasoning and spices, and you say, hey, would you like to buy this? And they'll tell you, well, I'm not cooking right now. I'm not barbecuing. Come back at me next weekend. But with the potato chips, it's instant gratification. And that person could say, yep, this is what I want. So I use academia. I went to Redland University, asked them for their analytics to see, where can I enter the market? And then no one really had kosher potato chips that was vegan, allergen free, no red dye 40, that was really good for you. It was not flour based or anything like that, just real potatoes and spices. And went to the Jewish side of it. And I saw that they only had, sea salt and not really the flavored potato chips that could touch all the demographics. So I said, okay, that's my niche to enter the market. And that's why I did the world spice. And now we have a new flavor out, Sweet Heat, kosher, all natural potato
I love
chips.
sweet spicy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And we're selling on Amazon. We started out in North Carolina right now. So we're in every Piggly Wiggly that's in Onslow County. And then we're trying to spread across the world to let people know, hey, instant gratification, something that you could eat that's good for you.
See, Lumiere and Sweet Heat. Man,
right.
you coming out there with a bang. I'm telling you right now.
That's right.
But I know Delia got some questions.
Wait, yeah, I have a couple. What was the first one?
Lumiere?
Lumiere?
Yeah.
What exactly is it? That's a spice?
Yeah. It's the brand is Lumiere, which means light. So from my Haitian background, Lumiere means light. So trial and tribulations, everything I had to go through, I had to stay focused in my faith and stay focused on what I want to do. So that's why I named the brand that light, which is Lumiere. And the first flavor the first flavor I brought out is World Spice. And that World Spice is a mixture of all the most popular spices that I've been selling for the 19 years I've been in business throughout the year. So it's a very unique taste. You're not going to get no other taste like that in the market. And it's also kosher, meaning that it's very clean. Just straight up potatoes. We don't use no artificial ingredients, no red dye 40, nothing like that. It's just straight up spice that we grind ourselves in-house. The reason why we grind them in-house is because if I had this done at one specific plant, then they could just copyright and take it. Some of your viewers may not know that spices, and when it comes to food, that's something you cannot patent. You can only keep it a secret, because if you tell somebody, they could use the same thing. So right now, if let's say for me to make a special recipe, I say, hey, put 2 teaspoons of salt. And now another chef come right behind me and say, hey, you know what? Just put a pinch of salt. He could stick my whole recipe and there's nothing I could do about it. Because of food and spices, you cannot copyright or anything like that. You just got to keep it a secret.
So you're telling me if I figure out how to make one of those like little cosmic brownies or something, I'm going to be able to do it for free?
Correct. That is correct. That's why I keep it a secret. Everybody just, you ever heard of bush beans? They say just keep it a secret. That's it. You just gotta keep it a secret. So yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to protect that secret with your life, because once somebody find out what it is, then it's easier to replicate it and copy you, because food touches everybody. But it's how you put it together. It's how the spices, chemical interact with each other. The heat, whether you use a raw ingredient, whether you dry it first, all that stuff matters. And food is something that's limitless. As long as you're cooking with love and you're making things with passion and for the right reason, everything will work out well.
I love that.
That's super inspirational. Love that. What made you? I do have a couple questions more, obviously.
No problem.
What got you into potato chips out of all things?
Oh, well, being in the military, you just undergo, and then with potatoes, they always say, hey, if you want to be strong, always, just eat potatoes and eggs or potatoes and meat and things like that. And potatoes have just a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins. And, it got carbs also, but I mean, it has a lot of good stuff that's good for you, and it doesn't weigh too much on you. And when I was looking at how can I get people to taste the spice right away? How can I get that instant gratification? What's something I can give you right away in your hand that change your mood? You might be in a bad mood. You might be hungry. When people are hungry, they get irritable. What's something I can give you right now to make you change your mind? And once you take one of those chips and you put it in your mouth, it's like, oh my goodness, it's good. I didn't want to go with flour or wheat or anything like that, or because that's not the direction we want to go. And potatoes just all natural. Something that that's really good for you. And I was like, well, why not? Let's go with potatoes, something that could be sustainable.
So he stops the hangry.
Yeah,
that's what you said.
Right. So in my restaurant, we're gonna put up a stand. We're gonna put all your chips.
There you go.
For all the people waiting in line, 2-hour waits. You're gonna solve it.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually just got a contract. Yeah. I got a contract with a Raleigh-based barbecue company, so they want to buy my chips in bulk, so that way they can service. As soon as you walk in the restaurant, instead of just giving you chips and things like that, they'll just grab the potato chips that I have and put it there to you, just so add a little appetizer to get things started. So things going well. Yes.
You remember what we used to do back in the day? We used to put those potato chips on a sandwich.
Correct.
Back in the day, I just did that.
Oh man, there you go. Oh, you're bringing it back now. That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right. Yes, that's right.
Man,
that's right.
Put a little pulled pork right there. Add a little limye on there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I like.
It's a unique taste. You're not gonna get that anywhere, and that's what people love about it, and they love the story behind it. Just starting out. And let me tell you, like trying to jump in an industry like that is not something that's easy. So you got to make sure that you're focused and you're ready and you're hungry. You got to know exactly what you want. It's like a bodybuilder. If you don't have a goal in mind, you're not sure exactly what you want. You easily could get distracted. You could easily get turned back from the first no. Oh, the gym is closed. Okay, I guess I can't go. Or a manufacturer plant say, well, I cannot make your potatoes here because I cannot afford to shut down on a weekend, or it's going to cost you this much money. You just turn back away. But if you're focused, exactly what you want to do, then you won't let nothing stop you to reach your goals, to reach your dreams.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of people in business that they hit that first bump in the road and they stop. Yeah. What I mean? That does allude to a lot of the main challenges that, most companies actually undergo. We call it like a rite of passage. Every company goes through it. And a lot of those stories that end up coming across is like business owners that were homeless, or like they didn't have a lot of money and they were staying with a friend for a little bit in order to get their business venture out there, because they needed that time to actually get determined. And it was hard.
Correct.
But that kind of alludes to, what were some of your challenges that you had to overcome to get to where you're at now?
The biggest challenge by jumping in this industry is any kind of food industry is, one, you got to know the laws. So with the laws and rules, it's like, not everybody can just tell your recipe, tell your spice. The first couple of manufacturing plants I went to, some of the big names you may not know of, I like say, hey, I got a chips idea. This is my recipe. This is my blend. I want to produce the chips with you? And they're like, nope, we already make our own. Nope. The answer is no. I went to different off-packing companies. I was like, hey, I want to make my chips in your plant. Nope, it's $7,200 just for me to shut down for one day. It's $7,200 for me to shut down just for a couple hours. So the answer is no, you cannot come in here. So then I had to be creative. Hey, you mind if I just buy you lunch and we just talk about, what I want to do? That way you can steer me in the right direction. And, and after the couple owners got to know me, they're like, you know what I could do for you? On Saturday, we shut down at 1. If you are willing to pay the employees to clean up and sanitize the place, then, maybe we can run your potato chips in the line for 4 hours, starting at 5 o'clock and we got shut down by 8. Okay, no problem. So those are some of the challenges I ran into. The second challenge I ran into was the spice. For you to make potato chips, you got to get your spices into thousands of pounds. So you can't just take, a regular, 1 pound and try to think you're going to put spice in a potato. It's not enough for the machine, for the hopper to get it going. So I have to buy at least 500 pounds of spices, and all my spices are organic. So I got to get them from different places. And where I mix it, I cannot mix it in just one factory. Because if I do that, then that factory can see how I'm mixing it and get it together. So I have to mix half the spice in one factory, mix the other spice in another factory, then bring it together and mix it all in one factory. And then I gotta mix it fine enough where if somebody cannot hop it, so they can see exactly what my spices are. Because in the food game, people plagiarizing your recipe. That's what you got to try to avoid. And then you got to be committed. So all these different things I'm talking about, the different kosher standard, all that stuff costs money. And so you got to be very dedicated. The average person that starts a business, 86% of them is going to fail the first year and not going to give up. So that's why you was hearing the story about, people sleeping in the garage, sleeping at the office, putting mortgages up in their house and various things like that. Because whenever you start a business, for it to be successful, it's going to test you. And that test's going to come in a financial impact, and it's going to come to your discipline. And you got to be willing to push through that. You got to know this is exactly what you want. So you can go after it and get it. And those are some of the hardest time that I had to face, getting shut down by factory, having 600 pounds of spices, and then having 2 containers of potato chips, and then 2 containers of potatoes. And then the manufacturer that told me that, hey, if you ship everything here on this Saturday, you can get it shipped. And when I showed up, the guy's like, hey, I'm sorry, I cannot today because another vendor is paying me more money to do this. So then I had to scramble and try to figure out what exactly I'm going to do. You know what I mean? So those are some of the heartaches that I faced at the beginning, but through relationship and just not willing to give up. You know what? I open up on Sundays. Tell me which employee you want to come, and I'll pay them on the side. I'll do whatever I need to do to make it positive. Like that. That's what you had to go. That's what I had to do. That's what I had to do.
Yeah, networking, definitely. Networking is probably underrated business characteristic of yourself. You need to be able to talk to people, be able to make those relationships. I'm glad that you actually used the word relationship. Starting a business, myself included, when I do things for myself, I run into roadblocks with family. I have a lot of doubters in my family sometimes. Yes. So what was probably a big obstacle for you when it comes to family? Are you married, kids?
Man. Yes. Oh my goodness.
He's like, let me tell you, girl.
Let me tell you. I got 2 stories. My first story is when I was 17 in high school. I was selling hoochie mama clothes. I used to buy clothes, have them cut downtown into long muumuus. So when people go to the beach, they like to wear those so they don't show their sides. And that used to average me about maybe $2, $1.25, and I sell them for $30-$40 a pop. So my first year net profit was $97,000. And as a young 17-year-old, I didn't know what to do. So parents ask you for money, church asks you for money and things like that. And you just like, oh yeah, they'll pay you back. They'll pay you back. But, family knows how to hurt you the most. And the respect level is it's not they're trying to be doing intentionally, but they just imagine that, if you're able to just give it to them freely without no hard time, you'll be okay without it. So
you'll be okay.
You'll be okay. So the respect level to pay you back when it's supposed to, sometimes is not there. So that's the first story. The second story is, John, why potato chips? No, we already have these different brands. Don't do it. It'll never be successful,
Yep.
but that's because they don't see the vision the way you see it. They don't get it. You go to a market and you want something exotic. You want something that's going to jolt your taste bud, bring you back to your grandmama cooking. And you want to taste that on the potato chips. And every store you go to, you can't find that. And they just don't get that, To be successful in business, you got to find out what's the problem and try to solve it. And that's a problem that I saw. And I'm like, you know what, this potato chips, I can solve it. And that's why I went after it like that. But family, you got to be able to pass that noise and stay focused. Family's going to test you if you really want to do this for business, if you don't, because they'll be the first one to give it to you raw, not care about your feelings, and really know how to I guess, hurt your pride or ego, because they're so close to you,
Yeah, vulnerability.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's always going to be there. And with being on this show, you'd be surprised how many of these entrepreneurs and business owners say the same exact thing. You have to have a vision, right?
Yes.
Yeah. They always say the big three. Hey, what is your core mission? Right?
Correct.
What is your core motivation for this thing? And what is your movement?
Correct.
Like how you gonna get it done? So you can see down the road, this is great, but do you have a car to be able to get there? And do you have passengers? Do these passengers know that we're going to Disneyland? Right. So it's great. It's a beautiful thing. Most people that's riding in the backseat of a car, they're not caring about the destination. They care about the ride. It's the music turned up. It's the music, right?
Correct.
So you have to run the business, keep the vision in mind, because that business, that's your baby. No one's going to care about that business more than you.
Yeah. Oh man, you're spot on, man. Like it's like I'm reading from a book when you're talking, man. What I always say is, you always want to take the initiative. You always want to control the narrative, so that way you can influence the outcome. So you try to do that with everything that you do. When I'm going to go meet a client, I'm going to go meet a new representative, a new vendor that may sell my chips. All I want to do is just like immediately, I want to take the initiative. Hey, I can get you, 3 pallets in your store right now. Set it up right here. This is going to be your sales initiative. This is the discount that I can give you. This is going to be your profit margin. Anything happen, this is the worry I could take away from you. And, and this is my story, so I'm controlling the narrative of how this thing's going to be beautiful to them. And then hopefully that influence the outcome. If I don't, I come to the store cold turkey and I say, hey, would you like to sell my chips? And I let them lead the way. And it's like, well, I already have this. I don't need you right now. Come back later and things like that. You got to like really take the initiative, be like, hey, you need this. This the story behind it is good for you. And then, and try to influence that outcome. And that's like my 3 little ditty I try to follow. That way I'm ensure that I get a sales. You never know who you're gonna meet. So you gotta do that.
True. He's like, no. You need this. You're gonna get it. Here you go. I like that. Like that. I like what you said too about, taking away the worry. That's a lot of the purpose of new innovative projects, ideas, and items that they bring onto the market is to, are you going to help with my stress, my worry? Are you going to feed me? Are you going to take care of me? Are you going to make my acne go away, my hair look pretty? Whatever the case may be, you're taking some worry away from the client.
Correct.
So I like how you said that. Definitely.
Correct. Yeah, because every new store I go into, everybody that you meet, you got to figure out like what's going to be in it for them. I mean, my whole time in front of them, that's all they want to know. Like, what is in it for me? And you got to figure out a way how to minimize that risk, that risk that they're taking in you. So if it's a grocery store, I let them know, hey, we will do some merchandising for you. We will, any kind of returns and kickback, you'll get credit for that. The delivery to the store, to your back room, to your sales, we will handle that for you. You got to let them, you got to like paint the picture, give them that roadmap. That way they know what risk you can mitigate for them. And then if you could do that, then it's a better chance to make a better deal. not every deal needs to be a win-win. You do not need to win. When you first starting out, your main thing is just get that exposure. So you do not need to win. So if you have to give a couple samples to get a couple sales, as long as you do the math, you know you're gonna come out even, you're okay. You know, like you shouldn't be trying to, you know, no samples to anybody. I'm not doing this. You should not be like that because you know, you're not gonna go to, you
No
know,
food for you.
correct. Yeah. Because I mean, like, it does not need to be a win-win. You know, like in business, it's like an arm wrestling. You know, if both of us have our arms together, we're about to arm wrestle, and we just stand there, we both giving tension to each other. Nobody's winning. You know, but if I let you go, you win $1. If I go the other way, $1. It's like it just got back and forth. You know, you're taking and losing and winning, and overall everybody's being successful. But that tension, if you keep that there, nothing happens.
Oh, you dropping gems right now. You drop some pretty hardcore substantial sales gems right here.
Start snapping.
Because even coming within sales and marketing from my side of the house, we always say always be closing. So when you're going in there with that plan to already in your head, you know what? I know that they have a fault and I can fix that fault.
Correct.
You will always have business. You will always have it. So what John has taken advantage of is that fact. They need him. He became an asset, not a liability.
Correct.
Yeah, correct. I like the word asset.
Correct. Yeah. So in some stores, I walk around the store 5-6 times and I merchandise for them. Hey, in your beer aisle, you're not selling no snacks. You know, my potato chip stand can go right here for you. And, you know, it should generate some foot traffic. And this back corner right here, you know, this shelf, I notice is always empty. You mind if I take the third level and just put a couple bags in there? Like you got to merchandise for them. You got to like take the time to research and know the customer. That way you could find what do they need. And that way you could say, hey, this is how you're coming to the store to solve it for them. You know, whatever it may be, you know? So what you just said is correct. You know, you got to find a way to show them that you're solving some kind of problem for them, or let them know what's the value added that you're bringing to them, you know?
Mm-hmm. But that's also the shortfall for major companies as well. Because when they get to a certain point, they stop. Well, not necessarily stop, but that part of the customer service slows down a little bit
plateau.
And they get automated. So that human to human interaction ratio goes down. Yeah. So yes. I will always tell you across the board, the more home that you can put to your business, so that when you're out there and networking, they're like, oh, he's reliable.
Correct.
He's close to home.
Yes.
And he has what we need.
Yes.
I'm just wink, wink, just throwing that out there. You got some keys. You got some keys out there to make your business a lot more profitable. Yeah, John, you're a genius, my friend.
No. What you're saying is spot on. I mean, in life, everybody just want to be appreciated. They want to be valued. And that's why customer service is always at the top. You know, you go to you take first class on a flight because of that customer service, you know, that level of care and attention and detail they're going to give you. You know, you pay, you know, $100, $200, $300, $600 more for a hotel room because of that level of care that they're going to give you. You know, it's like a pendulum. There comes a time where money's not the object, but the level of care is, you know, and you don't need to be selling an expensive product or anything like that. But that level of care is something that will never go away. So like you're saying, the more homey you can make it, the more, you know, it comes down to respect, you know, like, hey, you walk in somebody's store, it could be a hole in the wall, whatever it may be, you know, like one of our latest store that we got is little mom and pops, you know, and all they do is just resize bowling balls in there. And we went in there and was like, hey, you know, hey, I see what you're doing, you know, great value to the community. I'm glad you didn't shut down this and this, but, you know, you have customers that comes here and wait sometime and you don't have no food product that you're selling, you know, with, you know, here's my potato chips, you know, try this. You're like, oh my God, it's wonderful. Yes. Would you mind us putting a stand in here? You know, I think it'll make more customer will come and play, and they might take our chips and just have a memory of that potato chips linking with the service that you provide, you know, and this is how we can help each other out. And sure enough, you know, that every week we put in a case in there, 24 bag of chips being sold every 4 or 5 days out of that store.
That's actually pretty cool, especially when somebody goes in there. You say they resize bowling balls?
Correct. That's
I
correct.
didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if I go in and I resize my bowling ball and I get a pack of chips,
Correct.
and then I go to the store looking for them, all I'm thinking about is I want that pack of chips. I have to go back. Where
Correct.
can I get them?
Correct.
Who made these? So
Correct.
yeah, I've
Correct.
definitely been there before.
Correct.
For sure.
Correct.
See?
Yeah. It's slow moving. It's slow moving. So I hope one day somebody look back at this podcast and like, oh, I remember that guy. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, those chips are good. And now they're in the different name brands and box stores and various things like that. Yeah. Right now we're just out in North Carolina. We're in Amazon. We're on Shopify. We're just trying to start slow, but hopefully, where everything's well, stay persistent. We think we'll be somewhere.
Oof. So there was a lot of gems that were dropped there. I ain't even trying to backpedal. I'm just in shock and awe. John, you flipping this thing on out here.
No.
Man.
It's not that. What it is like, this is a dream of mine that's coming true. Like I told you, being, young in my age, I started out, selling hoochie mama clothes, and I went to culinary school. I got my degree, joined the military, did the catering and everything on the side. I got into the nonprofit world, got into the business world, doing real estate and things like that. But, end of the day, you got to find something that you're very passionate about and stick to that. There could be a lot of things. That's why, I think the key in this world is not to get distracted, because you can. Everybody you talk to have a different idea, but it's not your vision. So if you're trying to follow everybody's ideas, you're going to be all over the place. Oh man, I think I'm going to sell this. I think I'm going to, you just got to stay focused. And I'm telling you, kosher potato chips, something clean, that's good and delicious, bring you back to your grandmama cooking, and it's good for you. It's not no flour, nothing like that. I mean, even the shelf life, we took it down to 6 months just to make sure that you have the best, freshest quality product that you're eating whenever you grab a bag of chips, to make sure it's good and it's right.
You know what's so crazy? John has always been this way. So when we met, he was already hustling. He was already over there. We were in Japan together.
Really?
Correct.
Yes. This man could slap it on, jerk chicken and all, my guy. I'm telling you. First day I met him, I was like, John, hey, I need to fully cater this event. And it was for my fraternity.
Correct.
And he was like, how much you need? He didn't say, I don't have the time. I don't think I have that. He's like, how much you need? And I was like, are you sure you could get it done? I'm giving you 2 days notice? This is 2 days, man.
Correct.
And I do not joke when I say, as soon as he said, yep, I got it, I came back at the time that he told me to come back.
That's right.
He brought out just pallets, just whole things of just food that I didn't even ask for. I'm dead serious. I'm like, what is this? Oh my goodness. Is that a whole pig, man?
No, but you gotta admit, man, your fraternity and what you do, man, you always been servicing the community. You do a lot for the community, man, that people just not be aware of, for your fraternity and what you've done on the island and for Okinawa and everybody else like that, just the countless people you touch and mentor. I mean, you're doing a lot of good things, and sometimes a lot of the good things is not what get publicized, But I'm not sure how much the audience know about you and things like that, but you do a lot for the community, man. So thank you for that.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I would be remiss if I didn't show my gratitude and appreciate you on that side, man. I'm just letting you know we left no food alive there. Okay, just let you know that. I mean, it was across the board. It was great. Yeah, so that's why we had to place so many orders again and again to you. I'm sorry that we had you cooking.
No, that's good. It's good. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, it's all good.
Great support. Yeah. Great support.
Now, Delia, I'm so sorry for interrupting you. I know you had a few more commentary. I got you. I'm going to pass it over there to you. Go ahead.
Well, honestly, I wanted to ask you what advice you would give to an entrepreneur in the making or a business owner in the making. But I feel like he's dropped so many hints and good inspirational remarks. But if you could think of anything to tell someone who's just starting off, someone who wants to follow their passion, succeed, food industry specific or not, what would you say? What would you do? Or tell your younger self?
What I would tell them is that you just start it out correctly. Start everything out correctly. Start everything out correctly. Get the LLC with the state. Get it registered. Get your EIN from the IRS. Contact whatever insurance company. Get some basic insurance for what you're doing, and just get established. And take all those 3 documents. Take them to the bank. Get a bank account started. That way you can separate yourself from the business, and then people could take you seriously. Get a couple of business cards and just start everything correctly. Once you've done that, now, you sit down, you should have a plan already. And I know it may be difficult to write down a plan and try to find a template. Just as long as you know exactly what you want to do, like what are you trying to do? Are you trying to bring joy to customers? Are you trying to be the best product in the market? What exactly are you trying to do? You got to really know what that is. And then just go after it. That's it. And everything that you're doing every single day, you got to ask yourself, am I working towards that? And the answer is no, then that's just distraction, So whether you're starting out, fixing ACs, you're cooking, you're whatever thing you could do, you're washing cars, I don't know, like whatever business that you want to do, you just got to tell yourself, am I studying for this? Am I, what am I doing? Am I making myself better? Why am I not listening to this podcast, trying to figure out, how can I make my business more successful? Those are such things you gotta just keep in mind. You just gotta be focused, and then it's so hard nowadays to be focused. But the advice I give to anybody starting out is, hey, do it correctly, do it right. That way anybody you talk to, they could take you seriously, knowing that you're legitimate and you're serious. And then you can move forward from there,
I like that. So start off right.
Yes. Yeah.
See, what he's doing is the best way you can get to know your business is actually by diving deep. As long as you know how the cogs are working,
correct,
it's less prone for people to get one up on you. It's all about leverage when it comes to business. So a lot of people, they're doing their research. Everybody's throwing out LLC, but you kind of have to pick your poison on which is the right direction, whether you're a sole proprietor, going LLC, S Corp, on that just, or C Corp. So there is a lot out there to kind of help you strategize and plan that out.
Correct.
What I'm so amazed at is that you're doing that advanced level of it. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing. I ain't gonna put it out there because that's for another show. But, But I see what you're doing, man.
Dropping a future show hint.
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, end of the day, right? We all want to be successful, and then the number one hindrance of anybody that's trying to be successful is money. Where are you gonna get that funding from? And you don't want to listen to people out there talking about credit cards and all that kind of stuff like that. You want to get legitimate funding. You want to do those steps that I just described. That way you can start out, and if a bank is willing to loan you just $3,000, that's okay. You borrow that $3,000 and you pay it back. And then after every 6 months, that's when credit get reset. Every 6 months. Don't listen to no other channel out there besides this channel that's telling you, hey, every 3 days or 14 days, and I did this money scheme and that stuff don't work. By federal government standards, every 6 months, that's when your credit get reset. Correct. So if you borrow three grand from a bank, you do your thing, you pay it back, and then 6 months later you come back, you say, hey, you let me borrow $3 grand, I paid you back, now I'm expanding, I want $6 grand. And they'll do that. And then you keep on going, and all that kind of stuff. I know we're not here to talk about that kind of stuff, but I'm just just letting people know like that. That's just do it correctly. And then that way you won't have no issues and things like that.
Mm. So it kind of seems like what we're kind of alluding to is across the board, making the right impression on our individual communities.
Yes.
So I couldn't even agree more on that. Across the board, it seems like we're hitting on time. So I do want to be able to close us out here.
Okay.
John.
Yes, sir.
Buddy. Hey, It has been a pleasure having you on this show, man. I'm telling you, we need to get you back. I know there's a few gems that were dropping and they were alluding to something else.
Thank you. Well, my last parting word is, Limye. That's my brand of potato chips. I got World Spice and I got Sweet Heat. And I got some other flavors coming out. I'm on Amazon. I'm on Shopify. You could just Google Limye. Limia potato chips. And then, we're there. Anybody out there that's listening, they want us in their stores. They want us a taste. You got a party, anything going on, just hit us up. And I'll do all that I can to support your ventures and things like that, especially if it's for a good cause. We'll do what we can. We're not here to really make a profit on this thing. We're just here to spread the love. And eventually one day, it'll be all over the world where we won't worry about profit. We just worry about how good it tastes.
That's it. Hey, make sure, viewers, you hit that link. That link will take you right to his website.
That's
get
right.
Your limye. I'm going to get that sweet heat.
Yeah, I heard the name. I was like, that's it. That's it for me.
Thank you, guys.
Delia, you have any closing remarks?
I think my head is too big because my headphones keep falling off. But no, John, you seem like a lovely guy. You seem like you have a good head on your shoulders, being able to accomplish as much as you have. We're graciously honored to have you. Hopefully we get to meet in person.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, it was wonderful. Thank you so much for all the beautiful things that you had to say. You have a good heart. And I think that's what a lot of people need to drive their business forward. So
thank you.
Good luck to you for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Of course.
I appreciate you. God bless.
All right, brother. God bless. Thank you.
God bless.
Yes, sir.
And for everybody else, hey, thank you guys for showing up. You know what the business is. That's what we're about to do. We out. Keep making the right impression.